Hey everybody, today we're going to look at another smart plug. I'm going to guess that this is ESP based. It's made by Shenzhen 8-Man Innovations Technology Company. Let's get that focus here. It doesn't say on the outside, but I suspect this uses smart things like I said. They do have a nice saying on the front, live with style and ease, which is a good thing. So let's open it up, package at least, and see what is going on inside. So we'll get that plastic open. So we got the plastic off. Let's open the box up. Now we're not getting glare anymore. And then here are the outlets. We'll face them this way so it looks professional. They're a nice form factor. They're oblong instead of round like the more common ones that I've seen in the past. Manual's tucked down the side. I'll dig that out so we can confirm the app. We're going to take one of these apart and see how it works and see if it's safe, and then we can decide what to do next with it. So this is the smart plug model PA10. You have the classic folded manual. Looks like it's all in English. Only works on 2.4 gigahertz. Yeah, it's probably ESP based. Okay, so these guys use the Nooie home app, not Smart Things. Or SmartLife, I mean. I might try it on SmartLife anyway. They do rate them at 10 amps. I am skeptical on the 10 amp level. Again, like the other ones, probably 8 amps. It's probably more reasonable. We have an FCC statement on the back. Yeah. So this is really the important part. They don't tell you how to set it up here. They have you do it through the app. Now personally, I prefer units that allow you to use the SmartLife app because then I don't have to have 10 apps on my phone. Really, once it's paired to the Amazon or Google device, you really don't need the app anymore. But they do have the whole thing wrapped in this nice plastic. Protects the outside. Tear that off. Now we can see the back. Has its ratings on there. Designed in USA, made in China. That's interesting. That's kind of cool actually. And I see a gap on the side here where we can probably get in. So of course, before we turn it on, we are going to open it up. Find a little smaller. Let's see, maybe this one. This one's a little sharper on the front. Oh, I felt that pop in, yeah. Alright, so we'll try that method and see if we can just crack it. Crack the glue. There we are. So far, the form factor is nice, but having to use their app, I am not that excited about. Of course, it's not necessarily a deal breaker, but kind of takes a point off for me. Not that this matters to you guys, but I just realized my needle nose have a strip gauge on them. So I think that's what that's for. I'll bet that's for seeing how long I need a strip of wire. Maybe not. If you know, put it in the comments. But like I said, it's not part of this video. I just don't want to bend it too hard and tear the side, because if I do this right, I can return the back to its original position with just a little bit of chew mark. Yeah, that's doing it. Alright, so we're still stuck down here a little bit in this corner. Alright, can we get in here? Almost. Can we get in here? Hey, hopefully you saw that. And of course I got a dirty fingerprint on it. There we go. Alright, so now I'm going to go to the larger screwdriver, because that'll spread out the lifting force, and we'll just work our way around. Use the little one to get it moving, and then the big one to actually separate it. There we are. Alright. There's the inside of the front. That's where the LED shines through, I assume. Yeah, you can't see it here, but that makes a little glow through the front for that LED. And then here's the unit. Let's zoom you in. Here's the inside of it. They're just using, it's like nickel plated. Probably nickel plated steel. There's the relay. (10 amp, 250 volt with a 5 volt coil, I'm pretty sure. And then there's the brain. Okay, so 25Q Q188 STG, 25Q maybe. Let's see if I can get a readable picture. Alright, so we have on the bottom, looks like a realtek chip, RCW302, and then what looks like an EEPROM 25Q18BSTIG, and then we have a 40 megahertz oscillator in there and some other stuff. So this is not ESP based, which is interesting. Oops, I'm bumping things. But it doesn't have to be ESP based for these to work. But that's not bad. It's a nice little module. It looks like a decent power supply. You can see power comes in obviously through here. And then we have, line is right here, line in. We have two fuses. One fuse goes to the relay, and that is the output fuse. That fuses this right here, between here and here. That's this fuse. That's a 10 amp, 250 volt fuse. And then we have another fuse, which is technically a resistor. It's a 10 ohm, 1 watt. And that goes to the low voltage power supply over here. And it's a pretty beefy power supply. Nice size inductor. A couple capacitors. Can't quite read the value on them because it's hidden under that goop. But we do have this capacitor over here, which is a 220 at 10. So this is filtering the power into here. It's probably 3.3. I'm not going to take the board off. I don't know if I really can within reason without making a huge mess out of it. Well, let's see. Let's take these two screws out and see what happens. Come on, focus. Alright. So let's take these two screws out. And then maybe I just have to desolder those little points. And we can lift the board out. It would be nice to see what else is going on underneath. I should probably fire the iron up for that, because yeah, we will have to desolder those. This little button bracket protects the opening here. But it's wiggling, so that means it will come out. The ground is permanently affixed, and then the line and neutral are just right there. Now the one thing I want to see, which would make this form factor mildly superior to the others, is if we can have both, you know, in the outlet at the same time. So we'll check that after we pull the board out. Let's see. Probably should put a larger tip on, but let's see how this does. Maybe. I don't have the heat up that high. This is big. Big metal. It's moving. Just slow. Alright, neutral's almost off. Alright, hot's off. We'll clean these holes out before we put it back on. Alright, so the board's off now. And there's the bottom. That's where the here and here is where the outlet portion connects to. Let me take that cover off. You can see those are the solder points. I do like the form factor. This means that they can have universal, use this board for pretty much everything. Because you just replace the back with the European style and you could use it. And the front, obvious. Well, I don't know about the front. Maybe they have different boards, but you could probably fit different plugs here. I don't know. I'm kind of speculating. Oh, it looks like we have some markings on the module. Do I dare take the module out? Let's see. Let's do a vote. Who thinks I should take the module out? Me, I do. Okay. Well, let's try. Let's see what happens. Because I see markings on the module, and I would like to see those markings a little better. The pinout specifically. They have it marked on the back. And this should be pretty easy to take out and put back in, so just need to make sure I don't accidentally wick up any little surface mount resistors or capacitors that need to be here. I've done that before. Alright. Yeah, it's loose. Wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, pull, wiggle, pull. There we are. Not bad. Let me just clean these pads up real quick. Alright, got that one. And alright, so those are clean. What do we have? Any markings on this side? There's It just says 29305012. 29305012 on that side. Then on this side, we have VD33, so that's 3.3, ground, obviously ground. And then, let's see, IO18, IO23, IO14, IO15. So that must make this IO29, IO30, IO5, IO0, and 12. Unless that's ground. Let's see if the thing that's marked 0 is ground. Alright, so we're on continuity. Let's see, because it is on the other side, the opposite side of that ground pad. So let's see if I hold it doesn't. Let's see if we can. No, okay. Alright, so in this EEPROM, ground is pin 4. Yeah, none of those. And this casing sometimes would have a can over it if it needed it. But none of these are ground. But that's ground. This must be a serial EEPROM. Let's see if power. Yep. So 3.3 ground and the rest of it. That's a pretty neat little module. There's a little QR code on the back that says model PA10, but that's the outlet. So, you know, that's not for the module. The module is T102 version 1. Then, let's see, what do we have? What do we have going on the back? Quite a bit. So the output to the relay is going to be controlled by this transistor here. This is our reverse pulse protection diode here that goes across the coil. And this is our switching contacts there with the fuse. So the power comes in here, goes through that fuse to the one contact, then out when the relay is closed through there. So that transistor is going to be driven by the controller. So the resistor that is limiting the current to the transistor is this one? Yeah. Alright, so that's R8. So let's see, the input to R8 is that pin right here. So this is the relay output. So that would make 30, pad 30, yeah. So pad 30 is the relay output, or IO 30. Let's see what else. Then we have the button. Let's see, one side of the button I think is grounded. So let's see, this should be ground. No. Where's that ground? Am I looking at this backwards? I think this is ground. Let's see. So that goes in. Yeah. Oh, okay. I wasn't quite looking at things. I had some minor dyslexia going on there. So this is ground. Yep. And there's the one pin. So that makes the. Okay, so this must be a split voltage divider to hold the gate low when it's not being used. Yeah, because it's also connected to R6. So R6 and R8 are part of a voltage divider. Let's see, R8 is, take it out of continuity mode. R8 is 3.3K. R6 is 1K. So 3.3K to ground, 1K. That actually makes more sense for the output. So that goes to this pad. Alright, so that pad would be here, which is 12. Okay, so 12 is output to the relay from here. The button the button is this pin right here, and that probably goes through a resistor. Let's just try some resistors that are close by, but maybe not. But maybe. Okay, so this might be the button. This is the button. R9 is the button. And what does the other side of R9 go to? Let's see, R9 is a 3.3. And that goes to here, to the other pin. That's going to VCC. Okay. So that must mean there's another resistor that this is going low. So that's being held high. It's a pull-up resistor. And that goes, this side goes directly to the switch. Let's just make sure. Ah, okay. So it's the center contact. So it's being held high on this one, which is 5. So pin 5 is for the button. Pin 12 is for the relay. Let's see on the diode, the LED. Let's see, is that 4.8K, 2.5K? Just trying to find the output. Thinking it might be this one. Yep. You see that lead coming off right there. So let's see, that's the second one over. So that's IO14. So it's 5, 12, and 14 are the ones that are being actively used that I can see. That's pretty good. So let's, come on. There we are. Just clean some of that flux off. That old flux, we can see the board a little better. There we are. Yeah, I don't see any of the other pads being used. That pad's not used, that one's not used, that one. There, I'll point them. That one, this one, and that one do not seem to be used. So, you get the idea. Let's put the controller board back in. And it's marked on the board here the direction it's supposed to go. I mean, I took it out, so I kind of remember anyway. But let's get the wick out of the way, and let's get the solder started. Alright, so I got one. Two. Three. 4. 5. Touch that one up again. And go to the other side. Keep it in frame. And then I will install the app on my phone, and we'll see what happens. Actually, but before we do that, I will see if this fits in if two of them fit in a double gang box. So back out a little bit so you can see better. Let's clean these holes and get them ready. So I want to solder this back in. Alright, that one's good. And we'll do this one. And that's ready to go back in. So let's get our pieces. This is the insulator. Keeps things from hitting where they shouldn't. This part, kind of slide it over before I push it down on the pins. Now, these pins actually need to be cleaned up. That pin's got way too much solder globbed on it. Let's see if I can do this without melting the plastic. There we go. There's one. Two. I find that when I don't want to melt the plastic, when I have to be extra careful with the temperature, I hold the wick a little closer so that I can feel the heat on my fingers. I get burned sometimes, but for the most part it works well. Alright, so we'll slide that down. These are ready to push down, but the little blank or side piece for the button needs to be set in there. Alright, looking good. Alright, so let's see if we can get this pushed down the rest of the way. There we go. It's down all the way. Oh, that fell out. Put that back in. And the screws. Let's put the screws back in, and then I can solder it. Then we can put the top on and get it ready to turn on. These little wireless outlets are really handy for a lot of things. If you own a house, you may want to look at investing in actual installable outlets. But if you rent, or if you like to move stuff around and like the flexibility, these modules work really nicely. So that's good. Get that fuse ready, and then we'll solder our neutral. There we are. It's all soldered back together. As good as new, if not better, except for the little chewy bits on the outside here that I did. Oh, and I got some crud on it again. These needle nose have some dirt on them, and it gets on my hands, and then I get it on the outlet. But we'll wipe it down, clean it up nicely. It's when you get the loose dirt off. Alright, so this slides back in. You can see how that blank makes the button covered. You can feel the button, it's good. So now, let's get my hot air. I'm trying to perfect this method. I noticed that when you heat up certain kinds of plastic, they will retain their memory as to where they were originally. So sometimes doing this, heating it up, just makes it go back. So that's not working as well as I'd like. So let's glue it. Just a little bit of glue. That's all we need. Nothing crazy. Oops, coming out a little fast. Alright, I'm sure that's more than enough glue. To get this thing apart again now, you're going to have to chop it. It fits back in there. So let me get an extension cord that's a dual gang, and we'll see how it looks. Here is the extension cord. Well, it looks like they might fit. See, the new one goes in there, and then this one goes in there. So check that out. This is actually the first unit I've worked with that you can double stack. Unless I'm trying to think if my Wemo worked like that. I don't remember if the Wemo did, but it could. Maybe it did. I don't know. But not, you know, Wemos are $40. You can see the indicator. Oh, you guys, I got totally swamped out. See the little, no, still you can't. Let's turn that off. There you go. You can see the little dots. Let's fix the exposure. Now you can see everything. So here's the indicator lights. When they're off, they're just off. And then when they turn on, you get that little white light kind of shining through. It's not obnoxious. Yeah, I like that. So let's set one up. Let's set up the one that I took apart. So let me turn this light back on. So let's see, Google Play. No. Not iTunes. Let's see now. Let's get the Android. Yep, there we are. com.nooie.home. And browse. arrows that'll take us to it, and now we are on the Nooie home install. So we'll install it. And open. Alright, so here's the app. Really washed out app. And I'm going to create an account. I'm not going to show you that. Alright, creating home. Let's add a device. Make sure your plug is ready. I don't believe it's flashing rapidly. Nope, not at all. It's not flashing rapidly, so they want me to hold the power button in for 5 seconds. 3, 4, 5. There we go. Now it's flashing. You can see it. Reset successful. Now I have to go to my 2.4 network. Now if you have a Google Home router or something that is, you know, where it manages it only, you don't have to switch. It'll just find it properly. So now I'm going to put my password in for the Wi-Fi. Let's see, and now let's see. The flashing light stopped. So I guess all these little icons are trying to bump inside and turn it into an outlet. Like that. A winky outlet. Pairing successful. Name my plug. I will name the plug. So there we go. That's pretty good. So we'll go back to the main screen here. And on, off, on, off. And it has a scheduler, so you can do a travel timer or on off at specific times. There's the settings, third-party controls. I do not have the skill turned on for my Echo, because I'm not going to hook these up, but normally I would go into my Echo account or my Amazon account and then enable the skill for this process, for these Nooie outlets. Sometimes they have power monitoring, but this one doesn't do it. But we have a child lock. I don't know what child lock does. I'll have to check the instructions, but my guess is it keeps somebody, it probably keeps somebody from hitting a button. Let's see. Yep. Oh, no. On, off. On, off. No. But it does know the status. I just don't know what child lock does. Let's see if we can figure it out. Is there a help? Help. User guide. Okay, so that's useless. FAQ. This looks like we're in the right area. No. Yeah, I don't know what child lock is. Weird. Let's see. Nooie child lock setting. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't say. If I figure out what the child lock setting is, I'll put it down in here, but I'm not going to waste our time with this anymore. But we do know it works, so we can, oops, come on, there we are. So again, on and off. So these are pretty cool. Nice outlets. I really like how they fit on a double gang or a duplex outlet. That's nice. So let me see if I can slide this plastic back on so it looks even more correct for you. Let's see. So that slides through there. And then this wraps around the outside. And then that goes down there. There we are, and the plastic's back on. So now it really looks new. Fold the manual up, and then we'll stuff it back down the side where it was from the factory. Come on. There we are. So yeah, this is a Nooie Wi-Fi outlet. They use the Nooie system. But the one thing actually I really want to try, I totally forgot about this. Let's see if it works with SmartThings at all, or SmartThings, SmartLife. I suspect it won't, but let's see what happens for the heck of it. Let's go to plugged it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not flashing. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So let me go to my 2.4. There it is. 2.4. Let me go to SmartLife. Add socket. Confirm blinking fast. Confirm. Oh, maybe. It just stopped flashing. It says device found. The fact that it stopped flashing is, that's cool. Check that out. It even sees the old name I had for it. We'll keep that as, yeah, we'll leave it there. So these work on SmartLife, which is very cool. Let's see, do we have any more options? See, again, this one has child lock too. And I don't know what that means. Okay, so if the power, oh, we have restart status through SmartLife. If the power goes off, we can tell it to turn back to how it was once the power comes back on. So let's see, on, off. Okay. So I was kind of right. Child lock disables this button because it's not coming on, but that comes on and that comes off. So if I go back, no. Setting. Let's see, child lock on. If I double tap it, does that turn it off? Alright, well, child lock keeps going off, so I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something to disable it. But more importantly, this works on SmartLife, which is the app I prefer because it'll pair up with my Echo a lot easier. I don't need 30 apps then. But you get the idea. Let's pack this back up. But if you have any questions, comments, all that fun stuff, put it in the thingy down there. I will put a link to where I got these on Amazon. Not an affiliate link. I'm not doing the affiliate thing yet. I don't really see a problem if other people do it. You know, you work hard at these videos, so it's nice to get a little help with it sometimes. But I just want you guys to know where you can buy something that I checked out and found more than acceptable. I may consider getting some more of these and replacing some of the older E-Tech City outlets I have, since they give me the nice duplex outlet, which is cool. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching.